Have you ever heard a voice over the radio or on TV and wondered what that person looks like? Today, Courtney Cooper introduces us to the person behind one of those familiar voices.
Have you ever heard of these books on tape? Well, we found a guy here in St. Louis who does it for a living. Here, check this out.
It began just like any other day. I sat at the kitchen table reading the morning paper while drinking a cup of Java. Just as I was turning the page to the sports section, I heard a sound. I paused for a minute to listen. I heard footsteps. They appeared to be getting closer. Then I heard knocking. Loud, harsh knocks. Who could be there, I thought. I opened the door with slight hesitation. A blonde woman was standing on the other side.
Courtney.
She introduced herself. It turns out she was a reporter and wanted to ask me a few questions. Well, the hairs on my neck stood up. I sensed trouble. She had heard of my profession and wanted to know more.
So you're the voice behind those audio books. How does somebody get involved into something like that?
I was listening about 20 years ago to a book on tape, and I was fascinated by the narrator. I loved him, and I thought, you know, I'd like to read a book on tape one day.
And how do you do it?
They hand you what I've been given is just the actual book. It's not a transcript of the book where you can just take it page by page. It's the actual book itself, and you read from the book. The New York streets had been rutted with ice when his mother and Ellen had seen him off to the south a few days ago.
How long does it take you to voice an entire novel?
For every recorded hour, it probably takes anywhere from probably 10 to 13 hours. You haven't seen him since you were 13, son, Rebecca Dodge had said.
Which do you like better, the commercials or the audiobooks?
If you get copy from an ad agency, it's the buy one, get one free sale going on now. Where with a book, you can be a little more intimate, you can tell a story, you can set it up, and you can go real fast, and then you can kind of back it off. When he swung into the saddle on the borrowed mare at daybreak on a December morning in the year 1879.
So tell us some of the books that you voiced.
Lighthouse, Beloved Invader, New Moon Rising. It was kind of a trilogy to a former New York Times best-selling author. But she doesn't, Ellen laughed. After all, you said it, my love.
Now, do people ever recognize your voice?
They can't place it directly, but they've said it sounds somewhat familiar. Questions. She asked a lot of questions, lots of questions. But I didn't really mind. The interview went rather fast, and before I knew it, it was all over. We were saying our goodbyes, and I could get back to my normal routine. Oh, thank goodness. She never asked to see what I was hiding in my basement.
Well, if you'd like to contact Bruce, you can call him at 1-800-755-VOICE or log on to ksdk.com, where we will have a link to his website. Very neat.